So that's when it actually ended. It was in 09?
09. So I was up there from 02 to 09.
Jesus Christ.
One album, 2 deals.
Yeah. And how did you feel about that time? Like, how much of that time did you spend frustrated?
I was
versus...
fucked up because Puff called me personally, and I was supposed to get a second advance. So it was a lot of shit I was learning about the business that I didn't know without me navigating through the business. I didn't know that you're supposed to get a living expense. And if you don't ask for it, they won't give it to you.
Right.
So I was getting like $5,000 monthly just to be a recording artist on Bad Boy after my additional advance.
Right.
So and it's like a what you call it, an offshore expense fee every month to move the artists around.
Right.
But if you don't know and you don't ask for it, you won't get it. My phone was free, and Bad Boy had their own media people, so I had a free BlackBerry upgrades and all that type of shit. So Puff really taught me a lot of shit, and if it wasn't for him, I would have been 86 a long time ago. Really, did you be on a label where the CEO and the owner keeps you on the label for 7 years?
Right.
And I only produced one album. It was because of my writing ability and just my skill set to stay in the studio. I was a studio rat.
Right.
I was a studio rat.
So that's what kept you in that operation longer than a lot of other people? It's just that you had that work ethic?
Yeah. Yeah, I would walk in Central Park in the blizzard from Park Avenue where we was taping the show at all the way to 44th, West 44th to go to Daddy's house to record in the blizzard. This is before Uber and all that shit. Walk in the snow, just get my thoughts together because the show was like a fucking think tank. It's like a fucking jail. It was like a prison. You can't go to sleep unless, you can't take the mic off unless you go to sleep. As soon as you wake back up, they got to re-mic you. You go anywhere, you got to get permission. You got to get a clearance to go in any building, department store, 7-Eleven, because you got cameras behind you. You can't go to sleep unless you're ready to not be a part of the cast. And that's how it is.
So was there part of you that was not sure how big this was going to be? Because at the time there wasn't that much reality TV, so and obviously it's Puff, so it's going to be a
honestly
big deal.
I thought it was like a American Idol thing. It was a one winner only thingy.
Right. And they didn't tell you that the idea was the band until later? When did you start to figure that out?
When they start picking up like 85 motherfuckers every time we audition. 30 here, niggas here, 50 niggas. I'm like, why the fuck? When they gonna start eliminating? Like, then they're like, no, they making a group. I'm like, they making a group. But Puff and them came to me early on like, yo, we like you. We fuck with you. We got big plans for you. This is just your first task. Complete this, and then we promise you a different solo, definitely a solo situation.
Right. Damn, that's so crazy to think about. Just like what that must have been like.
I was fucking fried the whole time because I didn't know, like I was one step away from going to jail. So my thing was be a good little artist enough to stay out of prison. You know what I mean? Like have a good report from Bad Boy when I go back down to see my probation officer in Philly.
Right.
It got to a point where I wasn't even seeing my current probation officer. I became the probation officer's darling. They would substitute my probation officer for another probation officer just to come in and take pictures and get autographs with me.
Right.
Because we was on TV every Thursday at 8 o'clock.
That's crazy. Like,
crazy. So I went from a fucking savage and a flight risk to the loosest supervision that like anybody could ever have on adult probation.
It's just such a crazy era of rap to think about because it was a time where it was so difficult to become famous or successful as a rapper, and now it feels like we live in an era.
Without a cosign, though.
Right.
Without a cosign.
Yes.
Now you could just be an internet sensation, and next week you're doing shows for 20,000.
Right.
Off an internet viral song.
Yeah.
With no management, nothing.
And it blows my mind now when I go to look at XXL or The Source from back in the day, and it'll be like a 3-page Ness spread, but then there's also a couple of Ness ads in there. And to me now it's so fucking obvious. Like, how did I not really like put this together as a kid that they're only glorifying the rappers that they have relationships with the labels?
I had a nice little run. I had a nice little run with Stall and Dean, which was like in competition with Mitchell and Ness back then. They did like all the black old teams, the college prep, all that shit.
Shit was gigantic for a couple of years.
I had an endorsement from Stall and Dean. We had endorsement from Foot Locker. Had endorsement from Lot 29. They used to do little Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny clothes that used to see Joel's in the Source and shit with. Had a rim endorsement. So I had a nice little run back then. Nice little run. Mitchell and Ness gave me a little sponsorship back then.
Right. All that crazy iceberg shit and everything. It was like an era where there was nothing too goofy to put on clothing and it would still be viewed as hard. That was like a new innovation. Like you never really thought of that before.
It was
at the time.
The team era that was ushered by, I would say the first person to usher that was Phife Dawg from Tribe Called Quest. He was one of the first guys rocking all the team shit. Like he would go out his way to go to the places to get all the team jerseys. Then Kanye, then Fab, then Hov and them, the state property, and that whole Rockefeller just took it over. And then he switched the whole gears and made niggas do button ups and shit like that. I remember that whole era.
Do you remember like specifically having to throw out your throwbacks because Jay like
I'm mad as
denounced
shit.
them?
I had like
40 grand worth of throwbacks in the
I
closet.
had the Wilt Chamberlain throwback when he scored 100. I had that, not the actual one he wore, but the replica of that one.
Right.
The actual, and I gave it away. I gave away like famous Sixers jerseys and famous Reggie White Eagles jersey. I gave it away.
Right.
Pieces that you would never like. I had a Pete Rose Phillies jersey from Mitchell. I gave it away.
Wow.
When I look back on it now, that jerseys is popping and team apparel is popping again. I'm like, why did I give away those fucking iconic pieces?
Yeah.
I had the Larry Bird Indiana State jersey.
Whoa.
Gave it away.
That's sick.
Had the Michael Jordan from the NBA store on 6th Avenue in New York. Autographed by Michael Jordan.
Right.
The 23 Joan. Gave it away.
Wow.
Because niggas was done with fucking team apparel. So I just gave it away. But these are the pieces I wish I had kept.
Now I'm at the point in my life where any shirts, any clothes I have that I think that there's any chance that it's gonna like mean something to me down the road,
right.
I archive that shit and just like package it up and stick it in the closet because I have so many memories of things that I owned 20 years ago that I wish I had now.
How big the clothes we was wearing back then.
Oh, just like the actual size, yeah. No, I remember.
I still had the baseball jersey from our first video. Bad boy this, bad boy that. It was like the baseball thing because we was depicted as the Bad News Bears back then. So that was what was the whole concept behind the video. Once you look back at it now,
right?
Like Puff was Roger Matthews and we was the Bad News Bears. So I still got my 3X jersey from that actual video shoot and wearing it now. I'm actually swimming in it. I can fit 2 people in the jersey. But back then it was like regular fitting size. I don't know how. It's over time. Clothes change, the way they fit, the way they manufacture, the way they stitch it is just built differently.
Right.
But then the European era came in with the Truies and the Red Monkeys and the fucking what was that? Evisus. Now
These
it's
ain't
back
diesels.
to it's
These
back,
are Visus.
it's back to baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Kids is wearing the baggy
But
shit
not
now.
baggy like it used to be.
Not like it used
You
to
know,
be.
not quite as bad. Like I'll see a lot of skaters and they have like some baggy jeans.
Skater wear.
But it's not. And then also though, I still interview a ton of rappers who their pants are tight as fuck, and I'm kind of like, I don't think that's gonna last that much longer.
No, it's phasing out. It's phasing out.
It's crazy to think that dudes are able to hide their gun in their tight ass clothes compared to like when those clothes back in the day, you could have 10 guns on you.
These niggas with these guns, man. What you think about like open carry states and shit? Like when you go to Atlanta and Miami and niggas got their guns on them in the Walmart and shit while you buying a game and shit. Like what do you think about that?
As a person who doesn't plan on committing any crimes, I don't really find it that unsettling. But you know, if you're a dude with like a weird tough guy attitude,
right,
and you got your shit just displayed on your side, like I don't know, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, I be feeling uncomfortable. I don't like all these guns and open carry and everybody got like 7 motherfuckers in the Walmart line with guns on their hip. You could see. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
7 in a row. So I haven't had the pleasure of like seeing that sort of shit.
Go to Atlanta. Everybody has a fucking, even the females, they wearing a pistol on them, going to the club. Yo, damn, you gotta take that joint off. What you mean? I'm legal beagle. Fuck are you talking about? Yeah, like, motherfuckers got them guns out. There's too many guns, man. There's too many guns.
Really? So
there's too many guns. Philadelphia, over, like, niggas got at least 2-3 guns. That motherfuckers are not even in the shit. A post office worker got 3 guns.
Right.
That's how real it is out there, bro. And everybody's a fucking gunsmith.
Right.
Niggas not even doing nothing. Back in my era, I used to play football, basketball. You had a skill, a talent, a hobby. Everybody just want to be a gunsmith and a shooter.
Yeah.
That's it. Niggas don't even want to get no money. Back in my era, it was getting the money. Now this era is taking the money. Taking it from you. Waiting till the dope dealer do all the work and just take in 5 minutes from them.
Right.
That's the energy now.
Damn.
That's the energy.
No, it's crazy. The world has changed a lot for sure.